is organized well record series 2. Today we are covering 234th day of the series, and the keynote speaker for today's session is on dais Honorable Dr. Nabanita Das Madam. So first of all, I welcome to you, Madam, for the dais. I welcome the chief organizer of the series, Honorable Principal M. Ambedkar, sir. Also welcome the faculty members of my college and all those dear participants. The topic for today's presentation is blockchain in emergency scenario. Now this topic is going to present, as I have mentioned, Dr. Nabanita Madam. She is an assistant professor serving at the Department of Computer Application and Science, Institute of Engineering and Management, Kolkata. So with this brief introduction, now I request to you, Madam, please start your presentation. Thank you. You are most welcome.
Good evening to all. I am Nabanita Das. I am from Kolkata. Now currently I am as an assistant professor in IIM Kolkata. And thanks to Shri Kumarswami Mahavidyalaya for inviting me to this web series, and I am very glad to participate this web series. And also I am thankful to respected Principal Sir Dr. Ambedkar Sir for inviting me. Now I am going to start today's session. Is it visible to everyone?
Yes, Madam. Yes.
Yes. Today, my topic is for this session is blockchain in emergency scenario. This is the outline of my presentation. Before starting the actual topic, I will cover what is the emergency scenarios in current situation, what are the different challenges, what should our objective and design goals, and why we required blockchain to mitigate these challenges. Next, I will describe some blockchain enabled relief allocation system that is required for emergency scenario for mitigate several challenges in emergency scenario. Lastly, I'll conclude this with some future scope. We all know that for several past of decades, countries across the world have witnessed several emergency scenarios, right? For example, it can be earthquake, super cyclone, or can be flood. This is the emergency scenario that happens during Chennai flood. And also, in last some 5 decades, Nepal earthquake also happened. And if you consider several months ago, in Sikkim, cloudburst also happened. So it is necessary to take some design some emergency situation based services so that we can mitigate the challenges. Now, what is the main challenge? We'll discuss later. When some emergency happen in any area after some disaster, first of all, we need to establish some relief shelters like Nepal during Nepal earthquake, also in Chennai flood, or in case of Sikkim cloudburst, several relief camps are established by the government. Now, what is the problem after establishing this relief center? Government actually wants to design one post-disaster services for their relief allocation. Because after establishing this relief shelter, the most necessity of the resources are food, right? Food, medicine, then we need to provide some blankets, then sleeping bags, all these type of things we need to provide or to all the relief shelters. But what is the problem for allocating these relief materials in any emergency scenario? The first challenges is large deployment time. We know that we need to allocate these relief materials from different warehouses. But sometimes the camps are created distant away from the actual location, or it can be established in some remote location. So we need to optimally allocate these relief materials within some hours of time. So from the warehouse, so we need to optimally allocate these resources to the relief camps. Another problem is that during any disaster, what happened, there is presence of some dishonest personnel who always wants their profit, and they misuse the resources. So if you consider during disaster scenario, if you check several newspapers, several literature study, you can easily understand that during disaster, what happened, there is some misuse of emergency resources. Some resources may be stolen, some fake campaigns may be created, some there may be not present some enough materials so that we can allocate these relief materials properly to all the camps. So governments always encourage the researcher to build such type of services so that we can directly help the victim during the emergency scenario or the disaster. And we all know that for emergency relief camps, or for relief allocation, for resource allocation, there are several apps are there, right? But we need one secure app, because during disaster emergency scenario, most of the time major problem is the misuse of resources. So how we can secure this application, right? So that's why nowadays there is a concept of blockchain. Using this blockchain system, we can secure the emergency application. Now, what is the purpose of actually blockchain? I'll tell later. First of all, I'll tell what is the motivation nowadays for allocating relief materials. Because we know there is not have any proper allocation system. This allocation system are actually follows the previous rules. So this allocation are not ad hoc allocation, or sometimes there happens some misuse of resources, relief material. So we need to prevent this. We need to stop this, because all the emergency relief materials are very scarce, and you need to allocate it properly to the affected community. That's why we adopted the technology blockchain, so that we can securely and properly allocate relief materials, scarce resources to the affected community. Now, before going to this objective, I'll describe what is first blockchain, why we need blockchain in emergency services. Then in that name itself, blockchain, the meaning of this technology is hidden. Blockchain means it is chain of several blocks, right? From that image, you can easily identify that here can be many number of blocks. In this diagram, only 3 blocks are there. Now, what is block? Block basically contains the data. For example, if I consider our application, that is relief allocation, so that block can contain the relief allocation or resource allocation matrix that allocated to the relief camps. Now, this is your data. Now, why we need to secure this? Because suppose at the time today is suppose 26th October, I am one manager of some area. I have recorded this data in Excel sheet. Suppose there is no concept of blockchain. I have recorded that we need this quantity of material, and I have recorded to the Excel sheet. And after that way, I have dispatched this. And what happened if I have some malicious purpose? Then after some days, I can change the data, and no one can able to detect it, right? Before the audit. But what happened if we deploy this information in blockchain? We cannot change once it is written. Means if you want to change again, you have to create one transaction. This way, blockchain can secure any application. Is this audible and visible to everyone? Hello.
Yes, madam. Yes.
Okay, okay. So I will show you how actually blockchain basically works. This is okay. In blockchain, what happened in each block? This is one UI designed for blockchain researcher. So what happened in blockchain? Suppose this is one block, block number one. This is your data. In data field, you can record data based on your application. After what happened for each data, one hash. Hash is basically one security purpose. It is used that maps our data to another data. Means it is encrypted data. And what is hash? Hash is basically unique for each data. Suppose I have written hi. See, for high data, the hash is last four digit is 117C. If I made some single change, suppose I have entered one, given one backspace, then also this hash value automatically changes. That means if you change the data field little bit, this hash value change. So what is the main motto of blockchain? Blockchain make any application secure by this hashing technology. So if anyone wants to change or maliciously wants to change some data, automatically hash will change and we can understand that something wrong have happened here. That's why we use the technology blockchain. Now, I will first describe what is the difference between blockchain and general technologies. Suppose I have a money, I want to buy one home. After that, I will prepare the deed and I submit it to the central authority and it's granted. What happened in case of traditional laser if we not use blockchain? So after some years, suppose I have that home, no problem. I am staying at the home. Someone maliciously came and changed the record and stored in that file. Okay. And we don't know because it's changed. We don't know. We thought that it is there present and it's okay. But after sometimes 20 years after or 30 years after, when we want to sell the property, we come to know that in between some time it's changed and who changed it we cannot identify. And when it happened, this also cannot identify. That's why it is not that much secure. But if blockchain we used, in blockchain what happened, all the transactions are added in the separate blocks and all the blocks are linked. Now, in the previous diagram, you can easily understand that in blockchain, each block actually stores one field that is your previous hash. Means it is hash of the previous block. Suppose I have made change in the second block maliciously. Automatically data in the third block will change because it stores hash of the second block. So if you change in one block in a blockchain, you need all the next subsequent blocks will be changed and we can easily detect where it is happened and when it is happened. That's why blockchain provides us the security. That's why also we adopt the concept of blockchain technology to make relief allocation or any emergency scenario, emergency based service secure. What is the features of blockchain? Most important features of blockchain is its immutability, and also some other features are there, but due to the short time I will not cover all the points. I will cover only some main points. The main points are blockchain is the immutable. Immutable means once it deployed the data in the blockchain, once the block deployed, you cannot change after that. If you want to change, you need to change all the subsequent blocks. With some example, I will show you. Suppose this is our block number 1, and I have given some data A, and after entering data, I need to mine the block to deploy this block into blockchain. Now, block 1 deployed. Now, again, this is your second block. I have entered one data and deployed the block. No problem. This is your third block. I have entered the data C and mined the block. Okay, this three block I have deployed. Now, you can clearly see that hash of this first block is 3E. Second block contains C, previous contains hash of the previous block. Third block contains hash of the previous field contains hash of the previous block. Means this all three blocks are linked together. Suppose I am the malicious node. I change the data of first block as B. Once I change the data as, the next subsequent blocks are linked together, all the blocks are invalidate. So controller can easily understand what happened and in which block the attack has happened. That's why we can say blockchain is most secure than the traditional approaches. That's why in all, even nowadays, in emergency scenario for building the applications, basically the concept of blockchain are used. Now, this is the features of blockchain, and I have also described what are the emergency scenario. Now, I will show you how we can apply this concept of blockchain in emergency scenario. I have already uh, I have already designed one application, that is relief allocation system for post disaster scenario using blockchain. I will describe how actually this happened briefly. I will describe this because there are several strategies, validations are there, which is not possible to cover within this short time. That's why I will briefly describe what happens and how blockchain can be applied in emergency scenario. Basically, suppose one disaster happened in some area. We know after any disaster, first and foremost step is to designs to establish some shelter points so that all the victims can stay there safely. But what happened after establishing this shelter point? We need some resources like food, blankets, then sleeping bags, then all the necessary medicine and all. So how this things are allocated securely using this system, using blockchain enabled system. First, shelters accommodate all their needs and it transfers to the, you can say, to the some crucial point. Here I have used the concept of drop boxes. Shelter basically forwards their needs of their resources to the drop boxes. You can say in some application, drop boxes can be here access some district manager. Shelter node actually gathers all their requirements and sends that data to the district manager. Now, what happened in Dropbox? Dropbox first actually connected to the blockchain system. Now, Dropbox uses the technology, blockchain technology, using smart contract whatever data forwarded by the sender, it validates, that it checks whether it is correct or not. So in blockchain, there is a concept of smart contract where you can write all the protocols, rules, and validation to validate the data. So Selter basically, this Dropboxes basically validate the data that is forwarded by Selters, and it calculate the demand. See, I am the Selter, and I need to send our requirement to the district manager. So I have gathered, but it is not possible, right, for the district manager to allocate all the relief materials at exact order to the shelter points, because we all know during disaster there is some shortage of resources, and so we need to allocate the resources optimally to all the shelter points. That's why we need to calculate optimal allocation of the resources for the shelters. So it is the task of Dropboxes here, or you can say in your application district manager, to validate the resources and calculate the exact demand of the resources. And then you need to also calculate the necessity of the resources. For example, I have applied for 50 50 Colgate, but we know that no, at that time, uh, apart from Colgate, we need rice because this is a necessity. So we can calculate here. We have collected during our project. We have collected different disaster data for Nepal, then Uttarakhand, then Chennai, and we have prioritized different resources. For example, food, rice, then blanket. So based on this prioritization that is done in blockchain, we can calculate the utility or the necessity of each resources. Next, we send the calculated demand and utility value to the control station. Control station here acts as a state manager, or you can say PM fund, or state government fund, where you need to send the actual figure to allocate the resources. They will verify, yes, it is okay or not. Based on that, they will send you the approval. Now, once control stations send you the approval or the allocation matrix, the task of Dropbox is to deploy these details to the blockchain platform to make the whole system secure. We know in blockchain basically is a chain of blocks. Each blocks contains some details about the resource allocation, or you can say relief allocation. And once the block is deployed in the blockchain platform, managed node cannot be changed it for their unauthorized purpose. So it is the beauty of the blockchain to make secure whole application. Now, in this way, you can secure the emergency services secure using blockchain. So this is the one application, or you can say one use case I have described here. So conclusion is that we can apply the concept of blockchain to make secure our application in any emergency scenario. And based, I have studied several literature surveys, several work, and based on that, I have designed this relief chain system that securely allocates resources properly, securely and properly, and optimally, you can say, allocate resources from different warehouses to the shelter points. Now, there is some another future scope of the blockchain platform in emergency scenario. Anyone can design in a emergency rescue system, then disaster victim identification system based on the blockchain technology. These are the future scope, or you can design your application based on your requirement. Any application you can secure it using blockchain platform. So this is some referred journal. I have in number 2, I have designed this relief chain system, that is a blockchain enabled system that allocates relief material resources, scarce resources optimally to all the shelter points. And this work also is published in one reputed SCI Index journal. Interested participants can read this. If you have any query regarding this application or any blockchain based application in emergency scenario, you can directly contact with me. Thank you. Is there any query?
Ma'am, good evening. I want to know that can we use this technology in our day to day life apart from computer
Yes.
designing?
Yes. You can see blockchain basically before that, when the concept of Bitcoin was there, blockchain basically was used that time for exchanging the cryptocurrency. But nowadays, blockchain actually enables us to design in any application that you want to make it secure. For example, in any company or in industry, you want to, you actually all stored this data in Excel sheet, right? So, for example, in any logistic, any supply chain, or any university, in any university, student marks are uploaded in Excel sheet. But sometimes what happened, wrongly or maliciously, some person may come and change the data after that. So if you want to make this application secure and in university level or in academic purpose or any industry level, you can use the concept of blockchain. And also another thing is that you can use this blockchain as a some cryptocurrency. As a cryptocurrency, suppose blockchain actually enables the concept of digital cryptocurrency, where you can give some incentives, some rewards to the members of who are using the blockchain based on the service also. So in day-to-day life also you can use blockchain.
Ma'am, who applies this blockchain? Like, who is the authentic user and how it is being used in the real
Yes,
life?
yes. See, in blockchain, basically built on the trust. So, in blockchain, what happened? In suppose in our system in RBI, there are some central authorities there, but in blockchain, all decentralized. All the things are decentralized manner. Means if you want to join, you can join in blockchain platform. You can make the group, and what happened when you want to add some transaction in blocks, you need to mine it. So whoever the person needs to mine, they will get some rewards from the blockchain. So in any platform, in any academics, all the person can make a group and create their own blockchain platform.
So basically, ma'am, we have to create one group. So let's say we
Yes.
create a group, only then we can actually access it. So
Yes,
what
yes,
you
yes,
showed
yes.
us that A, B, C, and it will interlink. If somebody changes something, it will reflect and
Yes,
it will
yes.
show the validity and all. Only happens to that group. So we should have the access to that group. Only then we can do it.
Yes,
Am
yes.
I right? Okay. Thanks,
Yes,
ma'am.
Hello. Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, Dr. Bedkar sir.
Good evening.
Sir. Good evening, ma'am. Thank you very much to bring this concept because the security is one of the very important issue. We are from academic field and many of the times we are passing notes and other things and the copyright and IPR, these are the
Yes,
big
exactly.
big because these are the big things, many of the times it happens that my
Yes.
notes comes all of a sudden in front of me and I say this the name is some other one's name are there and then my notes are there, so we can, I think, digital promotion, digital education is also nowadays we are promoting. So I think these blockchains are very important. Ma'am, there is one word what is called as a hybrid blockchain. What it means?
In hybrid blockchain, actually, it's okay. In hybrid blockchain, actually, you can mix together like public and private blockchain concepts are there. Actually, for the shortage of time, I have not introduced these concepts here. And the topic is the blockchain in emergency scenario. So I have used the concept of private blockchain, and also you can deploy it as a private public blockchain. And there is also nowadays the new concept is hybrid blockchain, where you can publicly and privately both you can use it.
Ma'am, I have one more question. Like, you have shown us a website that something it
Yes.
is mentioned there. The link was using the blog that is something like that.
Mhm.
So how can we create our own blockchain
Yes.
without
See,
even
you
coming?
can, yes, you can create the blockchain using different technology. Like you can use the inbuilt Ethereum platform also, or based on your application, you can design your own blockchain using Java and Python also. I have used for this relief chain, I have used the Ethereum platform, and also for my current project, I have developed my own blockchain platform based on the Python.
So basically, computer coding is necessary.
Yes.
Normal person is out of the context.
Normal person can use it, but actually, normal person can use it, but developers need to develop it first.
Via source code.
But
So
yeah,
we
yes, via source
should
code,
able to
and in
understand the source
Ethereum
code.
also, in Ethereum also, some with some brief knowledge you can use it,
Okay.
because developer only need to build the application, then only normal person can use it in any platform. This thing, same thing happen.
Getting your point, ma'am. Nice to interact you.
Thank you. Oh, okay, never. Yeah. Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for inviting me here, and wonderful experience I have got. Thanks to all participants for attending this session. And I am very
Yes, sir.
grateful to attend this web series. Okay. 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 Thank you. Thank you.